Start you off with a shot of Kaylee playing around with her toys out here in an empty front yard. Welcome to day one of the Twisted Christmas setup. It is November 16th, 2021. Thanksgiving this year is on the 25th, I do believe. We have 10 days to transform the front yard into a Christmas display. Yesterday, November 15th, I'm going to touch a little bit on Halloween before we got started, however you want to word it. But we're going to focus on Halloween for a second. Yesterday for us was an extremely chaotic day. We had a windstorm come through that interfered with the last of the teardown. We had the big tent to take down. The windstorm had 50 to 60 mile an hour gust winds and was threatening to rip the tent top off the big tent. In fact, it was even pulling up the 4-foot long stakes we had with it. The tent was wiggling so bad. So we had some neighbors come over and chipped in and helped us get that thing down before it got tore to hell. But the big tent was the last thing we took out of the front yard as in regards to the Haunted Tents Halloween display. And I got to thinking September 6th was our first day of setup for this year's display. And I gave you a shot of the front yard with the green grass, the gardens, and what have you. Here's what our front yard looks like now after 43 days of setup, 9 days of being open, and 14 days worth of tear down. A frickin' disaster area. You can definitely see the path that people walked. This little zigzag here was a clown area, and this muddy mess right through here was the water room. I got a mud patch. That's going to be fun, getting grass to regrow. And then the corn hallway took a beating, and then we went into a photo gallery and out, or a photo hall. Photo gallery works too. But we ended up with a mess. Now, as to scare cam footage, I've got 9 nights to edit. I've gotten 3 edited so far. Rough edited. I gotta go through and rough edit everything. Sorry about that. Neighbor came out and wanted to visit a little bit. We were talking scare cam footage. I have 9 nights to do. I've got to go through and do a rough edit. In other words, I go through and I pull out the best scares for each night. Once I get done doing each night, I go back through it and I pull out the best scares for each night. Usually I have 1 camera to do, so it's not that big of a process. This year I've got 3 cameras. 9 nights worth for each camera I have to go through and edit. And it is taking a while. Like I said, I've gotten 3 nights done. Anyway, it is going to take a while to put together. I was hoping to have the scare cam footage up by Thanksgiving. It might be a bit past that, but the scare cam footage is coming. Depending on how the final editing goes, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it as 1 long video or break it down into 3 separate. I'm going to have to see how much footage I end up with after the final cut. And I may omit the camera in the clown area. The scares in there were a little different from what I got in the mausoleum and the graveyard. So I may put that up as a standalone video. I'm not sure. All these decisions depend on what I get after rough editing. Now, we also have some project videos that are going to be coming up in December. I've got a lot of small maintenance projects, some new projects, what have you. I may do a compilation video for the first prop build, but those will be up sometime in December, so stay tuned. Past that, it's time to go on the Twisted Christmas display. As you see, I've got pretty much a blank slate out here right now. And as usual, we are going to start with all the ladder stuff. I don't want to put the ground stuff in and then drag the ladder out and break everything, dragging the ladder around. So we're going to be doing the ladder. And as with years past, it's going to be the eave of the house first, and then the top of the tree, and then probably the arborvitaes over here. We put lights on them last year, and we are going to do some changes here and there with the display again this year. Changing out lights, adding new items, what have you. But I got my first tub out here, and it has the icicle lights and the big bulb lights that go on the eave. So I'm going to start getting that together, and I think the top to the tree is in that tub too. So it will make it nice. I won't have to go digging for it. But barring that, I'm going to put the camera down, sit back, and let's see if we can get this thing together by Thanksgiving. Okay, have been having a frustrated time this morning. And it's actually afternoon, just hit 2 o'clock. Got the big bulbs up. They're all working fine, not a lick of problem. Went and put the icicle lights up, and over half of them are dead. Seems like there's 5 strands up there. Each strand has 1 or 2 of the icicles working, the rest of the chain is dead. Now on these icicle lights, they have them broke down into sections. And it's 4 icicles to a section. If more than 2 bulbs in that section burn out, that section goes bad. Well, I've got almost an entire section here. Multiple sections. Not working because of burned out bulbs. Had the same problem, not this drastically though, last year. It took me a couple hours to go through and test the lights, find the burned out ones and replace them. This year, I got to look at how many are bad. It's like I don't feel like spending 4 or 5 hours up on a ladder testing bulbs. I'm getting rid of those damn icicle lights. They're a pain in the ass. My ass, specifically right now at the moment. So we went down, spent about an hour and a half shopping at Home Depot. Basically socializing her. That's one of her favorite stops. She loves Home Depot, and the people down there love her. I need to go down there anyway and buy some new lights and stuff for this year's display. But to replace those icicle lights, I bought these. These are an RGB light strip type light, icicle light. They stay solid and then send a burst of light down the tube every so often. So I'm going to be putting those up in place of those icicle lights. Which means I got to get up on the ladder, get the old ones down, and put the new ones up. More ladder work. But that should take care of my problem. I'm going to do that now. I want that eave done. And hopefully there's enough light after I get done screwing with those, I can get the treetop done. Because I need to get up there and prune the top of the tree before I can put the net lights up there. Okay, it's going on about 6 o'clock. I'm using the cell phone because it does better at nighttime. I wanted to give you a look at what we got done today. The eave took a while with the mess up on the icicle lights and having to replace them. But we did get some lights up. I'm using the cell phone, so bear with me. Okay, there we go. We got the fence done. The tub I have up there on the porch had tree stuff in it. Problem was it was a trunk and the underside there, not the top. And I need the top on first before I can do the underside. Not sure where the top is. I'm going to have to hunt for it tomorrow. So I skipped the tree. I brought the fence line out thinking, okay, that was the top. I get out and stretch it out and I go, that's way too big to fit up on top of that tree. So I just went ahead and put it up. There's 750 lights there. Now, I gotta get the eave plugged in, and the eave, and I also got the wrought iron pole done. Plus I want to turn these lights out too so I can get a better look at the lights up there on the eave. So give me a second to rework things and we'll get another clip. Oh, I have Sue out here with me taking a look. It does look a lot different with those new icicle lights up there though. Gives a way different look. 50 big bulbs, 48 of the icicle lights hanging up there. So that's 98. We're down by several hundred on the light count. Because the old icicle lights I had out there was 5 strings, 150 lights per string. The wrought iron I'm going to have to redo. You can see the top portions lit, the bottom portions aren't. Those are some of my original icicle lights that I've had for years, and they finally crapped out. So I'm going to go down to Home Depot tomorrow and pick up 3 new strands to redo that. So I'm going to leave the number at 450. Because the icicle lights come in strings of 150. But there's your totals for day 1. As Sue-Ann, the master chef, goes back in to finish dinner. Tuna casserole tonight, folks. Welcome to day 2 of the Haunted Tins Twisted Christmas Setup video. God, say that 5 times fast. Yesterday was a clusterfuck. All because of that Eve. Because of the icicle lights I had up there, and I covered that yesterday. We ended up taking the icicle lights down, and we went down and bought these, and I gave you a shot of those last night. So we replaced those. And then looking for the net lights that go on top of that tree, I didn't find them. But I found those over there on the fencing, and I showed you those last night. Now something else I showed you was the baby white elephant in the room, and that was the wrought iron here. There's 3 strands, 150 lights per strand of icicle lights on here. This happens to be my oldest set of icicle lights. 2 of them finally just crapped out on me. So, starting off today, we're going to get up, we're going to take them off. They're going in the trash. And for replacement, Sue-Ann talked me in getting these ribbon net lights. And they're a net light, just like go on the bigger bushes, but they're in a narrow strip. And there's 150 lights per strip. I'm not sure how long they are. 7 feet by 8 inches. So they're 8 inches wide by 7 foot long. 150 lights per one. I bought 3 of them. And we're going to cover the pole in them instead. That will keep me at my light total, 450 lights. Provided I can get all 3 up there. I may not have room to get all 3 up there, but we are going to give it a try. That is our first plan of attack for today, what we're going to be working on. So, let's see where we get from there. Okay, we got that fixed. 450 lights. It's basically just a net light that's narrow and 7 foot long. But anyway, I wrapped the pole. My garland, I packed a little bit tighter. Normally the garland, I pack it looser and it hangs down to about here. And I packed it a little tighter this year. So the net lights are hanging down. I'd like to get more of that garland. I got that for free from a friend. They were going to throw it out and I kept it. But I'd like to get some more of it. But God, is it expensive. But anyway, that part that's down at the bottom, I'm not going to worry about. We have a candle, that light up candle that goes there. So I'll help hide it and disguise it. So I'm not overly worried about that. So my light totals for the wrought iron stay the same, 450 lights. Now, the next project, and this was a frustrating one yesterday as well, is the tree. I got up yesterday, or got up into the tree yesterday and cut off a bunch of the suckers that were going to be in the way. Morgan cleaned up my mess for me. The tub I had out on the bench had those lights in it and lights for that tree. Problem is, it didn't have all the lights for the tree. I had the piece that goes on the trunk and the piece that goes here on this limb, but the ones that go up top, I couldn't find. And I went through all the stuff for the outdoor display, couldn't find them. So I'm thinking they're wadded up into something else. You know, I'm not sure what. But it was a series of 4 net lights. 150 bulbs per light. So that would have given us 600 lights just for the top up there. And I need to get that tree done really before I can go any further. That's the most major part of the display, is that tree. So, when we were down at Home Depot this morning picking up those, I got more net lights. But these are a little different. These are going to help. When I replaced the icicle lights up there on the eave, I lost a lot on my light count. There's 48 of those icicles, so 48 lights. With the icicle lights I had up there, it was over 700 lights. So I lost quite a bit. Well, I picked up new net lights. Instead of having 150 bulbs on, they have 300. 300 bulbs. So twice as many bulbs. So instead of having 600 up on top of that tree, I'm going to have 1,200. That'll make up for what I lost there on the eave a little bit. But I've got to start getting these. I got to get them all stretched out first, get them all joined together, and then wrestle them up onto the tree. Our next goal is to get that tree done. And we're starting with these in the top first, and we work our way down the tree. Well, it's getting dark. It's going on 5 o'clock. I'm calling it quits. Got the tree done, and that was a all-day project. I did get the wrought iron over there done. It's got lights on it. I'll show you that at another time, probably once I get the arch and everything wired up. So you'll eventually see that. You're just not going to see it today. But we got this done, and it was a little bit after 4 o'clock. Actually, it was closer to about 4:30. I didn't have enough light to really get started on the arborvitaes over there, and it looks a lot brighter out here than it actually is. This phone camera works pretty good. But I need to work on those arborvitaes. I got the lights to put up on that, and that's another almost all-day project. And I didn't want to leave it half done with lights laying on the ground, so I just called it quits with doing lights. And I switched over and got the fencing up, which was the next step after doing the arborvitaes. Figured I'd do it ahead of time. I got all the panels in, and there's what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 8-foot panels and a 3-foot panel in here. I still need to put another panel in here to close this off, and I think I'm going to be using another 3-foot. Gotta measure, but I don't want to do that until after we get the 12-foot skelly in here. I need a bigger hole than what's going to be left to get that 12-foot skelly in. So we're going to leave it like that for now, and that 3-foot panel will get put in after the 12-foot skelly's in. But for right now, we got that. And with the new light count on the canopy up there, and all the other lights that we put in, that tree holds 1,574 lights. Ouch. That's a lot of lights. There's 1,200 just up on the top. The other 300 or so are down here on the bottom. So, a lot of lights. We're getting there. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be working on the arborvitaes, and that should be the last of the ladder work that we'll need to do. And then we'll be getting in here, getting the grass area populated. We got to get the choir in, the trees, all the ornaments. And that goes a lot quicker than doing these lights. But we're getting there. Caveat for tomorrow, they were actually predicting snow for today. We've had clear sky almost all day long. Temperature's been chilly though, and it's starting to drop, and we've got a huge bank of clouds coming in out of the west, so we might end up with some snow on the ground tonight. That'll be interesting to see. So I might end up doing some ladder work in the snow on those arborvitaes. So it ought to be interesting. We'll have to wait and see what it's like in the morning, I guess. But with that, it's time to call it quits. It's a little bit after 5, and I'm freezing my buns off out here. It is getting cold. Well, welcome to day 3. Cold, cloudy, and they are talking snow. I don't know if we're going to get it though, but it's cold enough. Feels like it at least. It's about 10:30. Give or take. Just getting out here. We got the fence line up. That was the last thing last night we did. We did get the lights on the wrought iron, and we got the tree done. Now between the fence line over there, that tree, the eave, and the wrought iron, we're sitting at around roughly 3,000 lights. I haven't added it up, so I don't have the exact number. But our next step is that there, that huge pile. That's all one sheet. Sorry, garbage truck over there. So you got the beep, beep, beep. But that's all one sheet of net light. And there's actually like 8 or 9 net lights all zip tied together that go up here. I gotta get those up. That's our last big ticket item as far as count goes. Anyway, we gotta get that up. So I'm gonna be wrestling with that today. We gotta get that up, and I got some new lights I'm gonna be adding on to it. We're gonna be getting rid of those icicle lights that went up there. I found last year with them up there, they just kind of blended in. So we're going with a little bit different style of trim light on it. And I'll show you those when we get ready to put them up, or after I put them up. But if we can get that done today, and there's enough light, the 12-foot Skelly comes on, we're going to get it into place and set up and running. That is our goal for today. So let's see how far we get. Okay, going on about 4:30. I'm going to quit about an hour early. They're calling for snow this evening. Now, I know I was speaking to our mail carrier, female, and it doesn't seem right saying male person, so I'm saying mail carrier. She said on part of a route today, she got some snow flurries. Didn't have anything here. But they are forecasting snow in some parts of the valley. Has gotten a few flurries, and that's been about it. And it feels like it. It's been upper 30s today. I think it got to 41 for a little bit. But I did want to show you what we had gotten done today. That right there. There are 10 sets of net lights on there. Each one has 150 bulbs to it. So there's basically 1,500 lights right there on the arborvitae. Then there's 75 icicle lights added onto that. So 1,575 lights today. Not too bad. That brings us up to like 4,400, I think 29. Minus 2 lights. The other 2 lights are over here on the Skelly, and I do not have him plugged in, but his eyes work. So 2 lights, 1 for each eye. But we got the Skelly in. Now I bought the full Santa suit for him, which is the hat, the beard, and the coat. And I'm only using the hat and the beard. I don't like the coat. The coat looks cheap and chintzy. I've seen some pictures floating around on Facebook, and I don't like the coat. Plus, I want the Skelly to show. You know, I've already got the projection screen in. You know, blocking part of them. You know, I want some other parts of him showing. I still need to get lights in for him, and I'll do that tomorrow. Hopefully. Time willing. But we got the Skelly in. We got that screen. And this screen over here in. And I got my last 3-foot panel on. So the fence line's done. You know, so we've made a little bit of progress today. For tomorrow, I need to get the garland out. Each screen has garland that goes around the edge of it, and plus the garland around the big window. I'll be getting those up tomorrow. I still need to get the lights out here. I got that bush, and then the 3 arborvitaes that need their lights on them. And barring that, we're going to be into doing ornaments. As far as bushes go, they're definitely going to get their lights. When they're going to get them, I don't know. If it's in a tub, you know, that has other lights I need out here for something else, I'll bring them out and put them on. If not, we'll start putting ornaments out and go at it that way. I don't know. I still got lighting to put on the fence as well. So, got a lot to do. A lot to do yet. But we got 3 days done. I think we've done pretty good. So, anyway, stay tuned for day 4. Oh, good morning. Welcome to build day 4. I'm out here looking around at what we got up as far as lights go. And it's hard to believe there's over 4,500 lights out here. And the place still looks empty. Like I haven't done hardly anything out here. Today we're going to add to the light count a little bit. I'm not sure how far we're going to get. We did get some snow last night, but it was mixed with sleet, and then midway through the night it turned to rain and melted it. The only evidence of snow that we've got out here is on my mom's car. It's on the windshield, very slushy snow. Everything's kind of wet and dripping, and it's going to make things fun. Today's lights, what we're going to be installing today. And we're going to be working on the projection screen there, in the front window. I've got some lighted garland that will go up on them. That'll be a quick project. One that's going to take a while is we're putting the choir, or skeletal choir, here. And that will do a big jump in the lights. So we're going to be working on getting those. I'm trying to get the bigger things done right now. We'll get those done and then see where we're at and kind of go from there. I'm going to go ahead and get started. At least I'm not working underneath the drips most of the day. That'll be nice. Hey guys, notice I'm not doing any cell phone footage. And I'm not going to be out here after dark. I'm calling it quits now. It's 4:30 out here. I've been out here since about 8:30 this morning. My fingers are numb, my toes are numb, I'm numb. So I'm calling it quits early. We did pretty good today though. We got started out. We got the garland on the projection screens as well as the window up there. We went to put the choir in and made the choice of not putting the pillars with the choir. We put the pillars over there. And we're thinking of either doing the Christmas tree there or putting, we usually have Santa driving a fire truck, a blow up that goes in there. It's really big. It would fit in there. I might put it in there this year. And then put something else over there. I might do the bench and the barrels in there this year. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We got done with that. And I went and got a tub out. And it had the garland and the lights with the lights in it for the bench. I got that put in. It also had the arch in there. So I just got that put together. And I've got the lights for the wrought iron plugged into it. So, that's pretty much what we've got done today. Now, the garlands on the projection screen and around the window there came to 450 lights. The pillars we switched up this year. I normally have purple and orange lights on the pillars. I alternate them. And there are strands of 25. Each bulb, each pillar had 25 lights on it. This year we went and bought net lights, white net lights. In fact, hold on here a second. I'll go plug them in so you. Okay, they're plugged in. But I got the fence tied into it too. I know the shot isn't all that good. It's better when it's darker out, and it's still way too light. But there's 150 lights on each pillar. That's another 900 lights added to the total. The bench up on the front porch has 50 lights on it, and the arch has 308. Grand total for today is 1,708 lights. Added to the total, all together, we have 6,132 lights up currently, and I still have a lot of lights to go. Now the tub that the arch lights were in. Also had the lights and the garland for doing the fences, the fence line, as well as the candy canes that go in with it. That's a couple hour process getting those installed. I'm going to wait and save those for tomorrow. So we'll be doing the fence tomorrow. Now, as to the setup vlog, and you'll notice because this is going to be the end of it, last year it took me 8 days to set this up. And the vlog was so long, I broke it into 2 parts. Well, I'm doing that again. This is going to be officially part 1. I'm going to get this edited and hopefully uploaded tonight. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. And then we'll finish the build and I'll put that up as part 2. So stay tuned. Stay cheerful. Stay happy.